Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about Xbox's excellent Game Showcase 2020. And if you end up liking this video, or you just want to support me, head down below and hit like, or better yet, subscribe to the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. But anyway, let's get into it, and let's start by going over the predictions that I made before the event. Alright, starting off with number 10, I said we would see Hellblade 2, and technically we did. I wish we had seen a little bit more. I wasn't expecting a release date or really even gameplay, but I figured at least a new trailer was in order, and instead all we got was an update saying that they were still working on it, which is definitely a disappointment, and I think one of the real misses of this showcase. Number 9, I said we would see Everwild, and we did. I wish we had gotten a little bit more information about what the game actually is, but if there's one thing there's no denying, it's that this game is absolutely beautiful. Number 8, I said we would see a new Forza, and we did. I thought it was going to be Forza Motorsport 8, but it turns out it's just Forza Motorsport. My assumption is that this means that it's going to be more of a platform, where instead of putting out new games every year, they'll instead just add larger content drops as a way to encourage people to stay subscribed to Game Pass, which is probably a really good idea, honestly. Number 7, I said that we would not see a new game announced from World's Edge, Undead Labs, or Mojang, and I was almost right, but Undead Labs surprised us all by announcing a teaser for State of Decay 3, which is extra surprising to me because I really didn't think that after the way State of Decay 2 went that they were going to make a third one, but I'm excited to see how it turns out. Number 6, I said we would see a release date for Tell Me Why, and not only did we get that release date, but it was also way sooner than I thought it would be. It comes out at the end of next month as opposed to what I thought, which was October. The game looks like it's Don't Nod doing what Don't Nod does best, and I am extremely excited to get my hands on it. Number 5, I predicted that we would get an announcement of a new Fable game, and we did. It was just a teaser trailer, but I think that's really all that anybody was expecting for it. I do think, though, that we can tell from this trailer that they are really nailing the tone of what a Fable game is, and that's a really good sign. Number 4, I predicted that we would see Obsidian's next RPG, and we did. It's called Avowed, and it looks like a Skyrim-style classic high fantasy sword and sorcery RPG, and that is exactly what I wanted for it to be. Apparently, it takes place in the Pillars of Eternity universe, which means that I've got to play Pillars of Eternity. Number 3, I thought we were going to see a new IP announced from Compulsion Games, but unfortunately we didn't. I do still think they're working on something, but I guess they weren't ready to show it off just yet. Number 2, I predicted that we were going to see 2 new studio acquisitions, and we didn't. I sort of got the feeling that this was going to be the case a little bit before the show, when they kept tweeting out saying that it was going to be just about the games. There wasn't going to be any hardware talk, there wasn't going to be any business talk. I do still think that we're going to see studio acquisitions between now and launch, probably multiple, but we didn't hear it here, so I miss out on that point. Number 1, and I knew this was going to be a little bit of a stretch, but I predicted that we were going to see the announcement of that Harry Potter RPG, and we didn't. At this point, I don't think that we're going to hear about this game for a good long while. If I had to assume, they're probably trying to put some distance between the announcement of this game and the last time that J.K. Rowling said something stupid on Twitter. So we're probably not going to hear from this game for at least the rest of the year, maybe significantly longer, since she just cannot stop saying dumb stuff. So it looks like I ended up getting 6 of my 10 predictions right, which I think is pretty good. But if I had to give this showcase a grade, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think this was a perfect showcase by any means. I wish we had seen more of Hellblade 2. I didn't really love the way that those character models looked in Halo Infinite. And we could have definitely used more gameplay seen just across the board. But when you're doing a showcase like this, your goal is not to have one person love everything you show. Your goal is to have everybody walk away with your showcase with 2 or 3 games that are must play for them. And I think that this showcase really nailed that. It had an incredibly diverse lineup of games, and a lot of them looked really good. Me personally, I'm walking away with 8 titles that are absolutely must play. And what's even more impressive is that nearly every game that they showed as part of this conference has some kind of console exclusivity to the Xbox. And even more impressive than that is that every single title in the entire show is going to launch day one on Game Pass. It's legitimately amazing. For $15 a month, you're going to be able to play every single game that was in this showcase, on top of hundreds of others that are going to come and go through the service throughout however long you choose to have it. It's the best deal in gaming. Hell, it's probably the best deal in entertainment, period. And this is an industry that doesn't do that. It's an extremely pro-consumer move in an industry where not having loot boxes in your game has become a selling point. In an industry where the British government had to step in because EA's loot box mechanics had become so egregious that they need to tell them to stop marketing gambling to children. And when you look at the fact that there's already games announced for next gen that are going to cost $70 as opposed to the already sometimes hard to swing $60, it just makes Game Pass look that much better. So the fact that they're able to show off this massive lineup of excellent games that you're going to be getting through that service, it cannot be praised enough. And I think for that reason alone, this conference is nearly perfect. But what did you guys think of the conference? What did you like? What did you dislike? Do you just have ideas of how I can improve the channel? I'd love to hear all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. And until next time, I'll see you around.